Okay, we're going to go through some easy steps to install some artificial turf, which I've already done here in the backyard, and it's great. No watering, no fuss, no weeds. But the steps we're going to go through, I'm going to complete the backyard over here and over here. First, you want to get the ground fairly level. This slants a little bit towards the pool, and then once you get the ground level, you're going to want to get some gravel at your Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever and put down gravel. Depending on how much rainfall you get, you're going to want probably about an inch. If you get a lot of rainfall, maybe 2 inches of gravel. You can calculate the amount of gravel you need, which is always going to be more than you think. It's approximately 1 bag for every 3 to 4 square feet that you have. This took, I believe, 7 bags. Then we're going to put some sand over top of that, pat it down, cut the turf, and we'll be set. So stay tuned. This is the hardest part, is the prep work. Actually putting down the turf is easy. These are 50-pound bags of gravel. You want to get pretty fine gravel. I think this is 3/8 inch gravel. And here we got some all-purpose sand. These are 50-pound bags. So I started off with 18 bags. I don't know if I'll have enough. 18 bags of gravel and 8 bags of sand. So calculate that out. That's about 1,500 pounds roughly that you're going to have to pick up and carry. And I need to load these onto my dolly, wheel it out to my backyard, and carry it to the area that I'm going to put it down. That's the hardest part of the whole process. Okay, the gravel's down. The next step is to put some sand over top of the gravel and then tap it down. You notice there's a bucket in the ground over here, and there's a hole in the ground over there, and that's because we're going to be planting these trees that are Pittosporum trees. I'm going to put the grass down first, then cut a hole over the hole in the ground, and that way we can plant the trees after the grass is down. When I did it over here, the tree was already there. So what you do is you cut a slit in the grass to wrap around the tree and cut out where the tree is. So we'll go over that in a little bit. Okay, now to put down the sand. This small area, approximately 6 by 7. I got 6 bags of sand, 50 pounds each. That's 300 pounds of sand that we'll put over top, and then we'll tap it down. Whew. Heavy work. Good exercise, I think. Now to go take a Tylenol. Once you have the sand down and it's fairly evenly distributed, I use a back end of a rake to kind of smooth it out. Then we go to the tamper, and I picked this one up at Home Depot. I think it was about $25. It's a 10 by 10. You can get a 12 by 12. I just didn't want to spend the extra money. But what you're doing here is just compacting everything so it's nice and tight. And what I usually do is just go through it once and then take a look at it, and if it's a little uneven, I will tamp harder on some spots just to try to get everything nice and smooth and even. And that's tamping the sand. Okay, once you're getting ready for the grass, what you want to do is lay it out so it has a chance to kind of rest and even out, take some of the curl out of it. So I usually suggest rolling it out in a large area and letting it sit out there for about an hour or so or more, just to acclimate. You also notice that the grass has a grain to it. Everything is pointing that way. So what you want to do when you lay it down, and I'll go over this in a second, is put it so that this side of the grass is facing, in our case, the house. It's going to look a lot better if you're looking at the grass kind of against the grain. So I'll go over that more later. Those dark areas that you see, this pattern is from the shadow from the overhang there. But anyway, let it sit out there for a while. Then we're going to go over here and I'm going to measure again. This grass I got at Costco. It's $350. It's for 7.5 foot wide by 12 foot long. And so what I'm going to probably do, these are about 7.5 by 5.5. So I'll cut this in half and then take it over there and trim it up once I lay it down. Okay, now it's time to cut. I've measured twice, cut once. So I turned it over on its, so the back is up. So I can measure, need 80 inches at the longest side of the first area. So I'll measure and put some of the blue paint tape across so I can keep my my cut straight and go across. And now I'm cutting the carpet. You can use a carpet knife. I'm cutting the grass. I haven't had as good a luck with carpet knives because it's just hard to get through, and you need a real sharp one. I tried this cutter, didn't work. I tried these and it didn't work. The grass would catch up. But this is this little tool has been working pretty well. And this is just a kind of a razor blade. It's kind of like a carpet knife blade, but I can grip it and it cuts pretty well. So you can use whatever you want to cut it. I'm just going to cut across, try to stay with the blue lines. Doesn't have to be exact because I'm going to probably trim it once I get it over we're in the dirt. Okay, I got the first piece laid down. I haven't trimmed it yet, but you can see already it's looking good. I'm going to have to trim it along the edge here and bring it up. Okay, the next step is to nail it down, and that's just so it doesn't flop around or shift or anything. So what you want to do is use these 5.5, or if you get 6-inch nails. Costco's turf came with 6-inch nails, but I've used them also. I got these at Home Depot in a box. But what you want to do is come down about 1 inch in from the edge, and then you would hammer them in. They go in real easy. I've already hammered, put some in, as you can see right there. And then you just, it pretty much becomes invisible. But you want to go around and about every 8 to 12 inches. This area that I'm doing doesn't get any foot traffic, so I'm doing it every 12 inches roughly. So you just put it in, hammer it down, move over, put it in, hammer it down, and again it goes in real easy, and you think, gosh, that's not going to hold anything, but lo and behold, it does. Then some areas like here, you can see that it's kind of puffed up. So what I'm going to do is then you periodically go in there and that just kind of anchors that, keeps it low. But I don't like this puffiness. I should have probably tried to stretch it out better. But anyway, that's it. And then it's nailed down. Go first do the perimeters all around, And then areas that you might have put a seam in, like this is the main piece, this is the supplemental piece that takes it back so it looks like it's going back there. You'll put nails maybe every 8 inches along the seam, about an inch in. Then on the other side you'll do the same. And again, you go around the perimeter. And so first you go around the whole perimeter, then you come back in and you put nails periodically in there just to keep it firm. And that's it. This is before. Okay, we're almost done. We got the grass done, the trees planted, and it's looking good. The final step is I need to get some sand. I'll get some all-purpose sand at Home Depot. It's a little less than, it's about $2.50 a bag. And for that small area, you would probably use 2 50-pound bags. What we're going to do is sprinkle the sand on top and then brush it in. And that will help the grass stand up straighter and weight it down a little bit to give it more substance. So that will be the next step.